Hey guys, Aaron here with a new video, an updated leveling guide which can be used with any class, but you know, also prepares you for a new class being released, like for instance Sage next week. So let's just jump right in. You don't really need a lot of gear for this guide, however it is recommended that you bring some equipment to the table like 120 AP and about 200 DP. Of course, more is better. Otherwise you can't just power level yourself and you'll need people to do it for you, which is not the intended way for this guide to be used. A black abyssal weapon, various quested gear if you have it sitting around, or basically the gear from your main character. Maybe a set of Asula or even a set of Loire dropped gear is also pretty fine. If you have it, a roaring or dim sub weapon, all gotten through questing on a previous character. In this case, since we are preparing for Sage, the Sorcerer's Offhand also works, or you could also just spend some silver buying a set of plus 15 or Pride gear. This is BDO, so you will probably or likely be doing this process a couple of times. It's a good idea to keep some gear set aside for leveling an alt. Also, keep the black abyssal weapon in shape. You may want to visit the quest giver in Altinova a couple of times, so you have a spare meltable black alloy for when you just like, just pop out a new class like this. A helmet doesn't really need to be a try like this one, but with two 10% experience crystals, it makes a difference. Then either quested accessories, like I said, quested Asula accessories, or if your main has a good set, drop them on it. Like I said before, you only need 120 AP and around 200 DP. Visit the vendor for about 100 health potions, which will be likely used above level 50. Then, when you have it sorted out your equipment, bring a stack of simple cron meals, a whole bunch of experience scrolls, maybe even a Book of Old Moon, and maybe try to get a sealed Book of Combat if funds allow it, and of course, if they're still being sold. Now, the scrolls, the mercenary scrolls are great. The 530% experience scrolls you get from the Pearl Shop are really great. And then there's those scrolls you get from leveling events. I have a bunch of these because I never actually use them. And well, it's gonna be time to level yourself fast. With about 500% total worth of experience buff, this guide, depending on the class and with the minimum required of gear score of around 320 I mean, will put you at around 2 hours to get to level 56, maybe 3 if this is the first time running this. Just add more experience buffs to make it faster, or of course if you're using no experience buff or less experience buff, it's gonna go slower. You can go on foot, which is what I prefer, or you can use a horse to quickly run between the grind spots. I always find it annoying to park the horse somewhere, otherwise it's gonna be beaten to death. First spot we will go to will be goblins. You want to start here and stay here until like level 15, which shouldn't take really that long. Then we move on to the next area, which is altar imps, until around level 21. Then you can then when you get to level 21, you can move to the orc camp until you hit like level 26. Pass through the Gerudo cave, most likely only once, and you'll be able to hit level 30 or 31. Then head over to the refugee camp and grind that area out until you're about level 38. Pack up your bags, head on over to the Sonel camp. You will want to stay here until you're at least level 48. It's a little bit overextended here, but there are plenty of mobs to do this quickly, especially if you have a large amount of buffs. And to finish it off for level 50, I usually head on over to the Rudum outstation to slay me some orcs. With only 120 AP, you should be, if you're using the guide properly, one-shotting all of the mobs, even if they're red or purple. After this part is over, go sell if you looted stuff, and head on over to Bashim base, which is all the way over to the other side of the world, but you can knock out 56 in less than an hour if you're level 50. I would recommend to bring some healing potions, as when you start level 50 and 200 DP, the mobs will be able to hit and kill you, but it should not be a problem with a few potions. Once you get to 56, I would advise you to stay for another level. 57 is gonna be slightly slower, but the mobs are gonna die really fast. After this is done, you should go and do side quests. Side quests are those quests with the orange XP mark in them, and they give you roughly 1% XP each quest. A lot of quests are situated in and around Calphion. I would suggest to check it out. You can be level 59 in only a few hours, while if you want to grind these levels, gonna be a lot longer and a lot tougher, and it will also heavily depend on your gear overall. While these quests, they do not depend on your gear. You can also find guides for 59 to 61 right here on the channel, and I'll post them here right now. Alright, I would say good leveling, guys. I don't know.